Hi, this is Stephanie Miller from The Stephanie Miller Show. Please enjoy this exclusive clip from my show on Political Voices Network.
Wow. I'm in England, and, they're in election season right now, and it's very weird being in a country that is about to throw out its conservatives by massive numbers.
Yeah. I was going to say, come back here to America and spread your democracy seeds.
Yeah. Yes.
You're spilling your democracy seed.
I spread democracy seed wherever I go.
Oh, that was dirty and also funny. Okay, hey, you tweeted, or threaded, I'm not threatening to burn down the country over Hunter Biden's conviction. I have an opinion that it's a bold case that wouldn't have gone to trial if it weren't for right-wing holes. But that's different from saying that, for example, I want anyone involved arrested for daring to come after Joe Biden's son. See how sanity works? Mm-hmm. I mean, we were just saying yesterday it was like letting bin Laden go back to the World Trade Center. Right. There he is, on the site, going back to the site of the terrorist attack on our Capitol that he's incited and gets applauded. And oh my God, so gross. Like Mike Johnson's like, he said I'm doing a really good job. Oh my God, it's so gross.
Yeah, I you always want to welcome the guy that sent people to murder you,
right?
To potentially murder you, and just welcome him back as a conquering hero. Hey, your crazy mob almost killed us all, but hey, we're really glad you're here now.
Oh my God! And when you think it can't get crazier than the boat shark speech, whatever, whining about Taylor Swift, how his daughter, Nancy Pelosi's daughter, said they could have been dating. I was like, what? Oh my God! Milwaukee sucks. He is drunk uncle every day now, right?
Yeah, he's not just drunk uncle. He's uncle that needs to be sort of strapped down to a bed so that he can't get up and roam around the home and annoy everyone else and assault people regularly.
Oh my God! Just this morning, I don't even know when this was. In a stunning moment, Trump announced he thinks Brittany Griner should still be in a Russian prison. Trump continues to say the most un-American things. Make sure everyone knows Trump is a traitor. He's just
wait. He said Brittany Griner should still be in prison.
Yes.
And he can get the Wall Street Journal reporter out, but he won't unless he's elected.
Right. Yeah, and that blackmail speech, right. But what is he going to trade him for Brittany Griner? We'll give you the black lesbian. What? I can't even. Okay. You, by the way, you are the knower of things of the Stephanie Miller Show, being a tenured professor, which is weird for also being a dirty hobo.
Right.
But you said it's probably a good time to remind people when Sam Alito was an appeals court judge, he was the lone dissenter on a case about police being sued for strip searching a young girl for drugs during a failed raid. The decision held they could be sued. Alito would have held that the officers who conducted the warrantless strip search of the 10-year-old were entitled to qualified immunity. He has always been a judge and a human. So this is not new, right?
No, he's always been this awful. He was the dissenter on cases where, for instance, about shooting someone who was running away after taking a purse, shooting that it was okay to shoot them in the back as self-defense. It's just his willingness to yield to police power is so frightening, and yet I'm sure we'll see him try to find a way to give Trump immunity, and should the documents case ever make it there, I'm sure they'll say that there was something wrong with the search or something.
Oh, God, depressing. Which brings me to, I want to know if you agree with Tristan Snell, our legal lad, said, Dear Senate Judiciary Committee, stop requesting Supreme Court ethics legislation that will never pass the GOP-led House. Start sending subpoenas and opening official investigations into SCOTUS corruption and bias, which you actually, while you still actually have the power to do so. What do you think?
Yeah, that's it, is they keep on pretending as if they're not a co-equal branch of government. I mean, that's the thing. You're treating the Supreme Court as if they are superior to you, and by being hands off. And that's not the way it works. Right. That the idea of checks and balances is that one holds the other accountable.
Right. Co-equal.
And if you're right, and if you're not willing to hold them accountable, then you're not doing your job.
Right. Can I just say on the despicable, just the, hostage, Putin, whatever, that whole thing. Max Boot tweeted, Trump never tires of claiming Putin would never have invaded Ukraine if he were in office. He conveniently omits the fact that Russia was invading Ukraine throughout his presidency. There was nonstop fighting in the Donbass region of eastern Ukraine. I mean, and if he thinks any of us think anything other than that he would just give Ukraine to Putin,
right,
he's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, and there was all kinds of violence. I mean, remember, we were still at war in Afghanistan during the Trump administration. Trump likes to pretend like it was all, peace and flowers and just holding hands, la around the world when he was president, and it wasn't. There were tons of conflicts going on, and Iran was attacking there were things being launched against Saudi Arabia from Iran. There were all kinds of things that were being done under the Trump administration.
Is your experience being overseas like everybody else I know that's gone? People are like, WTF, oh my God. what is America going to do?
No, it is. It really is. Mostly they're asking, hey, have you figured out how you're going to move over here yet?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I have one very dear friend that's talking about leaving the country if Trump is reelected, and I'm just, as you know, I'm not going to quit. I've got no place else to go. But I am. Yeah. I am. I don't need to call it patriotic. I don't know what I am. Stupid, patriotic. But I mean, I'm never going to give up on this country. I am not. There are more of us than them. I don't know whether, like I always say, it's my dad's, Nuremberg prosecutor blood I have in me. But what did somebody tweet? I just thought, it would never be more complicated than this. Hold, please. I'll find it. Nobody help me.
What do you need?
Nah, right.
Do you want me to find it for you?
Right. Skip tweeted, if you have to choose sides, choose the side that doesn't include Nazis. Okay. I didn't think, really, this choice is going to be this difficult.
I mean, I was listening to you earlier with Glenn Kirshner and, both saying that you think it's going to be a landslide. And there are days that I do believe that. There are days that I believe that every indication, every time a Democrat overperforms even when they lose, I think that was a recent, there was a recent runoff or something where the Democrat overperformed.
Yeah.
That shows that there is just a wellspring of support for Biden and the Democrats that we're just not seeing in the polls. Mm-hmm. Sanity, yeah. And there's also a part of me that thinks that the Hunter Biden decision is one of those things that when people actually pay attention, and you've brought this up a couple of times, and they see the way in which Joe Biden has reacted to it, and the way in which Democrats have reacted to it, and the fact that they are respecting the way in which the country is supposed to be run, even if you disagree with the outcome, you respect the process and respect the law. I think that's got to have an effect on people who might be wavering, even if it is just 1% to 2% of the population that is actually wavering.
I do too. And I think so many families have been touched by addiction, Rude, that this whole story just seems sad. And, they know this guy has been hunted basically for years because he's the president's son to hurt Joe Biden, period. Yeah. I mean, our friend Joe from Jurors said, congressional Republicans just gave a standing ovation to a re-election losing, twice impeached, quadruply indicted, adjudicated rapist, business fraud, convicted felon who sent a rabid mob to attack them and their colleagues 3 years ago. That's how you know it's a cult. But as we keep trying to say, Rude, there are a lot more of us. What was it? Who we played somebody this week? What's his name? The billionaire. He said it's not Democrats versus Republicans. It's Democrats and Republicans versus holes.
Right.
I mean, it just right.
Yeah, but that lets Republicans off the hook. I'm sorry. The party is completely owned by the Trump side. There is no Republican Party without MAGA and Trump. And we need to stop saying it's Republicans and MAGA. They are one and the same. And
that's true.
And if you are a Republican, then you are allied with them in some way. And you either get out or you're part of the cult.
Yeah.
Just because you're the one that's cleaning the toilets in the cult doesn't mean you're not part of the cult.
That's right.
Hey all, Glenn Kirshner here. I hope you'll join me on my new audio podcast, Justice Matters. I'll be using my 30 years as a federal prosecutor and Army JAG to unpack, break down, and explain the legal issues of the day, particularly where the legal intersects with the political. Please look for Justice Matters with Glenn Kirshner wherever you generally get your podcasts.